My favorite noise in the world. Hooray, hooray.
The bestest noise. You mean you like that noise more than...
Is that what you did before? There's nothing I could possibly like more than that. That would makes me so comfortable. Like I just feel safe and secure and not threatened at all.
You know what makes me feel safe and secure is being in the Snuggie.
I hope so, because you look like a fucking idiot.
I'm sorry, I look like what?
Oh,
we have an episode to start.
Fucking idiot.
Will you? I'm sorry, I can't. Your mic's cutting out because it's time for the show.
You're a real fuck.
Hello, and welcome back to the We Don't Wanna podcast. What is this show? We are the show. This is the show. We're I'm looking at you being a fucking moron. You're throwing me off,
going.
my guy.
Don't let me distract you. You're doing great.
This is the show.
This is the show.
Where two certified dipshits make uncertified takes about your favorite. Dude, who are we?
One of those.
What is going on right now?
It's one of those. Yeah, definitely.
We are your hosts. I am Zach, and joining me as always is my co-host, Sir Who's It of Who Cares, Scotty Westside.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah. I didn't even think of that one. That's a really good one. Sir Who's It of Who Cares. You could have also done like Sir. Well, you can't really do
Taryn Mant.
Yeah. I was saying like, how could you reverse my name? But it wouldn't really. It would have to be like, what sketch side?
Picot Sendrich.
Yeah, something like that. No, it's hot Skendrich.
You gotta have that good like H sound.
Yeah. Might I just interrupt this lovely conversation we're having with? Are you wearing a fucking Snuggie right now?
Don't worry about it.
I'm a little concerned about it because
Don't worry about
it. Just to timestamp this for everyone.
Hey, we're back. We're talking Game of Thrones.
No. I'm going to talk about this. It is like the hottest week of the year so far here in Texas. It's like 100 degrees tomorrow.
I didn't get the memo.
And my dude is wearing a flannel Snuggie.
It's not flannel. It's just flannel print.
Wait, that's flannel. That's still flannel.
No, it's not like flannel material.
You're not flannel material.
I mean,
but you are wearing a flannel goddamn Snuggie, and I feel like I need to address this.
Listen, don't worry about it.
I'm a little concerned.
Dude, Amanda keeps this fucking apartment so goddamn cold. Or actually, no. 69, 70 is a good temperature to have the apartment at, but for some reason this side of it like does not. It's colder than that, whereas like the other side of the apartment is hot, and so that's why she keeps lowering it over there. And look, it's just I'm cold.
This explanation. Okay, you're such a fucking weirdo, but
yeah,
I'm here for it,
man. Dude. We're back. I feel like it's been so long since we've done this.
It's been at least 2 years since we recorded an episode. I'm pretty sure.
Man, I think we have legitimately had like 2 weeks off.
It feels so much longer than that. I have no fucking clue.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is, but I'm saying it feels so much longer than that. I feel like I'm just like a babe lost in the woods right now. I don't know what buttons
you are a
to
babe.
press. Oh, I don't know what.
And I can give you my wood.
Jesus Christ. There is something I do know that we do need to do, because I believe I promised to do it at the end of last episode.
Well, no. Before. Well, hold on. Is this Game of Thrones related, or is this something else?
Yes, this is Game of Thrones related.
Okay, well then hold the fuck up, man.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do what we do here.
No. The people's come for Game of Thrones. But look, we talk about us for a second. You guys better fucking deal with it. How are you doing, man?
I come for many things. I'm doing good.
I come for many things as well.
It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take just a little flick sometimes. Just flick the bean, you know?
Oh my God. Yeah. And I'm still backed up from. The reason we haven't recorded in such a long time is I was sick last week, and I still feel not great. So to answer your question about how I'm doing, I'm like, I'd give myself a good like 67.5% ish.
You couldn't have just gone for the 69?
Nah, that's too obvious. That's too
Come
obvious.
on, my guy.
That's too I'd be trying too hard if I just said 69. Ha ha. Everyone laugh.
69% hot. Nice.
69% nice. Yeah. So I made you do it for me.
Okay.
No, yeah, I was not doing great last week. This week I'm doing slightly better. And here I am. I got my new hat. I got my new Rockies hat.
You got your new hat. I was gonna point it out so you didn't have to, and now you just look
I just look like a vain asshole. So.
Guys, everybody, Scott got a new hat.
I got my new Rockies hat. Yeah,
he's very proud of it. It is actually sick as fuck, man. The Rockies City Connect jerseys and hats are fucking great.
I agree. I think they rule. Now, how have you been?
Did you think our listeners are really tired of us talking about baseball in the beginning of our fucking Game of Thrones podcast?
They might not have even had known. We might have been able to sneak that in there, and they wouldn't have even have known it was baseball if you hadn't just ruined it. So way to go, you fucker.
Well,
I can talk about hockey instead.
Ruin things.
My Avs are in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Your Avs are in the Stanley Cup. By the time people are going to hear this, I mean, the winner of the Stanley Cup will have been decided.
Probably true. So by the time you hear this, I'll either be very happy or very sad. So
yeah.
There you go.
So we for listeners' time frame, if you've been with us since the beginning of the series, we're recording this at the time that we took a week off in between season 1 and season 2. So we're a season ahead right now, and so it's really hard for us to keep in our head like where real time is. What is time? It's a flat circle. I know that.
Someone once told me that time is a flat circle.
Someone once told me that, definitely.
Definitely.
But we're back. We're talking season 3.
Oh, season 3.
Season 3 of Game of Thrones.
Also known as episode 21. I still love it.
It's so weird. It's just, I fucked up, man. Look, if we're being real, dude, I fucked up. I fucking bungled it.
Oh, it makes you so bad, and I love it. But yeah, I've got stats.
Oh,
I believe at the end of season 2, I promised stats.
In true baseball fan fashion, he's got stats.
I love me some good stats. So this is for Who Be Thrown In. I'm going to pop this up here and make it as large as possible because it is kind of some small stuff here. And we won't spend too long on this, but just a couple interesting things. Last time I think I brought stats, Tyrion was still several spots down on the list. I believe Bobby B was still in first place. Tyrion's reign of absolute supremacy in season 2 has vaulted him into a huge lead in first place.
I can't see the numbers because of the way that we share screen in this. Man.
Sure,
you're gonna have to read the numbers.
So Tyrion is number 1 with 47 total points. He has made the Who Be Thrown In list 14 total times, which is 6 more than the next closest person, Tywin.
6 more?
Tywin has made it 8 times, and he is the next closest to him. Tyrion has 47 points, as I said. Bobby B is still clutching very, very briefly onto second place with 30 points. So Tyrion is absolutely annihilating everyone. Tywin and Arya are very close at 28 and 24, respectively. Some interesting things, I think, on here. We have Aemon and Luwin, two maesters, are ahead of very popular and important characters like Jon, Melisandre, Drogo, Varys, Joffrey. I love that. I love that we give props to the Basters.
Are we gonna? I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Scott, Pick me, please.
Yes, hello. Yes, you there in the
Are we
dumb
going
flannel.
to? So if you've made the list ever, even if it's only for 1 point, and you stay on the bottom, are we going to keep them forever? Like, is this list going to become infinitely long?
If it gets super, super low. So right now we've had, 32 total characters out of, 100 total spots.
Starting the 3rd season.
Yes, out of 100, to be fair, it's 100 possible spots, 32 different characters have made the list. At some point, we will probably have to cut off the one and doneers, or this will just get too small to see. Our 1 pointers, the people who have appeared on one list and made the 5th spot on the list, are Summer, Sirio, Osha, Egret, and Podrick Payne. So good for them.
That won't be the last we see of Podrick.
No, it won't be the last we see of Podrick. Probably not the last we see of Egret either. Summer.
Probably not the last we see of Summer.
Maybe. I can see that one going either way.
Yeah. I kind of love the idea of this list being infinitely long and just having a handful of people that were the ones.
Well, I mean, they'll still be there. I just might have to cut it off the graphic because this is already getting real small.
You just do like a two row thing, and we can have it take up the whole screen when we show it. If it gets that way.
It could be that way.
Or just get better at making graphs.
My graphs are amazing. Tyrion also has the longest streak, by the way. His streak was ended at the end of season 2 there. He did not make the list last episode. But he has a 10 episode streak of making the list.
What a guy.
Which is, the next closest is 6 by Bobby B again. So he really pulled far ahead. We shall have to see if anyone is even capable of catching him, because he is far and away out in head. And that is the Thrown in Stats for episode 21, or through episode 20, I should say.
Hey, I just want to tell you, I'm doing good too, pal. I am doing good. I know you were dying to know. So.
I fucking hate you. I'm gonna jump into this recap because I fucking hate you. So we begin.
Oh my god.
Wait, was I going first? Is that the plan? Yeah, I was going first.
Yeah.
We begin beyond the wall, where Sam is running from White Walkers and dead men. He is saved first by Ghost, and then Commander Mormont, who burns the dead man with fire. Mormont asks if Sam sent the ravens, which Sam did not. Then Mormont says they have to make it back to the wall to warn the kingdoms of what is coming. Elsewhere, still beyond the wall.
I am coming.
Yeah, you usually are. Elsewhere beyond the wall, Jon is brought into the wildling camp and taken before Mance Rayder. We meet Mance and Tormund Giantsbane, my fucking dude. And Jon convinces them that he wants to join the wildlings because he's seen what's out there and wants to fight for the side of the living. In King's Landing, Sir Bronn of the Blackwater is enjoying some just lovely female companionship when Pod comes in to get him for Tyrion. Tyrion receives a visit from his sister Cersei, who wants to know what Tyrion is planning to talk to their father about. Sir Bronn shows up to insult and nearly fight the Kingsguard, but Cersei leaves with them instead. Tyrion and Sir Bronn have a chat about, now that he's a knight, Sir Bronn wants double the pay to protect Tyrion. That's my dude. Somewhere in Blackwater Bay, our boy Davos is marooned on a rock, but he is rescued by his pirate friend Salador's son. Salador tries to tell Davos that Stannis is a broken man who only listens to Melisandre now, and that they're burning men alive on Dragonstone. Davos says the war is not over while Stannis lives, and that he has to kill Melisandre. In the Riverlands, King Robb arrives at Harrenhal to find that the Mountain has slaughtered all his northern prisoners and abandoned the ruined castle. There's obvious dissension in the ranks as Lord Karstark and Bolton argue about whether justice will be served or not. Robb and Talisa rescue a dying man named Qyburn.
Won't be the last we hear of that guy.
Won't be the last we hear of old Kybe. What did I call him?
Kybe? Is that really what you call him?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely didn't just make that up.
I don't think that checks out, but we'll run with it. Back at King's Landing, Tywin Lannister is sitting behind a desk writing letters. What a menacing sight that is. So everyone against him is totally fucked.
Totally fucked.
Tyrion tries to get the credit that he feels he deserves for defending the city, but Tywin is not really having any of his shit. Then Tyrion makes his big play and asks for Casterly Rock. I'm pretty sure Tywin does not take that well and absolutely fucking eviscerates poor Tyrion for his very naive request.
Yeah.
Elsewhere in King's Landing, Littlefinger visits Sansa and she asks him to take her home. He says he might be able to take her with him when he goes on his assignment. Ros tells Shay to watch out for Sansa with Littlefinger. On Dragonstone, Davos goes to see Stannis and tries to tell him that Melisandre is evil, and then tries to kill her. What a guy. The guards stop him, and Stannis says to throw him in the dungeons. Back in King's Landing, Marjorie visits an orphanage and gives them food and toys, and Joff is like, what the fuck is this shit, guy? What is going on here?
He's so confused.
He's like, he's like, this smells like ass, what? And also, what the fuck?
Who? Why?
Yeah. We then get to see an incredibly awkward family dinner scene between Joff, Cersei, Marjorie, and Sir Loras. Cersei wants to stab Marjorie with her fork so very badly.
So badly.
In the east, the dragons are getting bigger as Daenerys and her people sail to Astapor to get an army. The slave masters show her the Unsullied, the greatest slave soldiers in the world. Daenerys is horrified by the training that they have to go through and by the thought of actually having to own slaves. Jorah is trying to talk her into it when she is attacked by an assassin sent by the warlocks of Qarth, because fuck them. She is saved by Sir Barristan motherfucking Selmy.
What?
Our fucking guy.
His triumphant return.
And his sword to Daenerys Stormborn.
Dang.
That is episode 1 of season 3, Valar Dohaeris.
What a comeback from our dude, Sir Barristan.
Our dude. The fucking dude.
Our fucking dude. Who I believe was last seen episode 10 of season 1.
Shit, has it been that long
I
already?
think it's been that long.
When he gets fucking the boot?
Yeah, when he gets kicked out of Joffrey's Kingsguard. Poor move, turns out. Because
terrible.
Barristan Selmy can still throw down.
Fucking dog water, kid. Yeah, Barristan fucks.
Yeah, he does.
You know, this is, I have to say, I feel like this is a pretty solid first episode of the season. I'm a little softer, not that we've seen next week's episode or anything like that. I'm a little softer on next week's episode than I am on this one.
I'm just softer in general. I'm not raging hard right now.
Pretty flaccid right now?
I'm just pretty flaccid. Yeah, I agree. Not that we've watched next week's episode yet, but I can't say it was the most excited episode in the world.
Our Game of Thrones memory and knowledge is just that clear that we know exactly what's going to happen, even though we haven't seen it yet.
I'm a little soft and flaccid towards this episode as well. I gotta say, so far season 3 is not making as good of an impression on me as I remember, but it's still very early.
Hey, you remember when that dipshit Chaz said that season 3 is like one of his favorite seasons?
I mean, I remember him saying that. I don't know if
he says that after he watches any season of any television ever.
Chaz is maybe more affected by recency bias than like anyone that has ever lived, and we love him for it. Where do you want to start talking about this bad boy?
Can we first please just address Sam's poor, helpless face?
Sure.
And how sad he is when he sees his Night's Watch brother dead and his head chopped off. Like, Sam's just pure sadness is so just heart-wrenching.
I thought you were talking about when Lord Commander Mormont asked him if he sent the ravens, and Sam was just like,
well, that's, I mean, yeah, dude, rest in peace, my guy.
poor Sam.
Fucking shambles.
This sucks because in the books he did get the ravens off, so they're really selling my boy Sam short here. But yeah.
But does he get me off?
There's no way to tell. Probably.
I mean, I could tell. I think I would be able to tell.
You absolutely cannot tell. You're the last person that could tell. Right. Yeah, poor Sam. The Night's Watch is in a real rough shape, obviously, where we left them at the end of last season. They are just in absolute shambles, and they got to get back to the wall. But our boy John is making some progress. He kind of sort of gets himself in with the wildlings, at least for now. He tells them some bullshit story, and Mance is like, no. I don't buy that shit for a second. So he comes up with another better lie the second time. And
well, you know, he did the old
truth.
Right. Well, I was actually going to say soft truth. Like, it's the truth, but it's not the whole truth.
It's not a hard truth like I am right now.
Right. I thought you said you were flaccid.
Well, that was 10 seconds ago. That doesn't take me long.
It does change in an instant. I know how this goes.
Yeah.
I know how that shit goes. Blue Chew. What's up? Shouts out to my guy Ghost for saving Sam's asshole, man. That was... I remember the first time watching this, and I was like, damn, dude, like, he's just out. Just like that, huh?
Oh, you thought Sam was going to die here? Hell no.
I did, yeah. The first time I watched the show, for sure.
Hell no, dude. Hell no.
I mean, I didn't know what to expect, man. We've just seen so much, or I guess as a first-time show watcher, it was so much unexpected death.
Sure.
That I was like, okay, maybe he's out. Maybe he's out skis.
Right.
But he wasn't, and Ghost hooked him up.
Fair enough. Big character introduction. Well, two, really. Mance Rayder, obviously, and Tormund Giantsbane, who is a fan favorite for sure, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be around a while. We'll get some good stuff with him. He has a really great line here where John kneels to him, and Tormund is, he's big on this now, and he tells all his buddies, he's like, from now on, you better kneel every time I fought, which is just very, very good. And I do love me some Tormund.
There is a third introduction that is a lesser known introduction. We get our first look at the giant.
Oh, true. Yes. John sees a giant for the first time.
And his name is escaping me. I know it's not 1-1, the one that he sees.
No, this is the king of the giants. It's
the king. What is his name again?
Oh, shit. I can hear that.
Come on, you fucking Game of Thrones fan.
Know.
You piece of shit.
Thorgar, that's not it. I can't remember.
That's not it. That's definitely not it.
He was...
Quick, stall for time.
I'm stalling by talking about how funny it is that Tormund said they should kneel every time he farts. It's very, very funny.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's so funny. My dude is just eating a chicken.
Magmar. Or Mag the Mighty.
Mag the Mighty. Yeah.
His full name is Magmar Tun Doeg.
Wait, Magmar?
Yeah, Magmar.
That's a Pokemon.
These are all... I know. But these are all separate 3-letter words, by the way. Magmar Tun, or Tun, Tun. I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
Do, like Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
Right.
Weg, or Wedge. W-E-G.
That's weird that his name is Magmar, not only because that's a Pokemon, but because Magnar is like what they call like a king in the old tongue, or like a leader, like a Magnar. The Magnar of Thens is a thing, so that's weird that his name is Mag. It doesn't matter.
Mag the Mighty.
Mag the Mighty. He sees Mag the Mighty. I'm pretty sure it's the same dude. Anyway, that's what's going on beyond the wall. Not much else. Let's go to King's Landing because I feel like that's where the meat.
A lot
the
happens.
true meat.
Yeah.
The best stuff in this episode happens. When the scene between Tyrion and Cersei is very good, as usual. When those two get in the same room together, they're like always good. I love how she makes the same "you don't need much room" joke, and Tyrion comes back with Grandmaster
very
Pycelle
funny.
made the same joke. You must be proud to be as funny as a man whose balls brush his knees.
Dude. And Cersei's just like, why do you want to see father?
It's such a good ode on Cersei, but also just like a side swipe. Like, my dude Grandmaster Pycelle is out here catching strays. He's getting the insult as well, and it's such a good line from Tyrion.
Don't just do me a favor. Don't ever call him your dude. Pycelle sucks.
My dude Pycelle is out here catching strays.
Not even. He is catching some strays though.
Big time.
Like stray pubes. Those are
Oh
the worst.
God, what the fuck? Anyway, Cersei is obviously very concerned with what Tyrion is going to tell Lord Tywin.
Yeah, it's very childlike.
It's like
It's like what are you gonna tell Dad?
Yeah.
No, you need to tell me what you. It's because you're a liar.
It's because you're a liar.
You say is a lie.
You've slandered me to him before. Tyrion's like, the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, oh, this time. He's like, it's not a slander if that's true. That happened.
And she's like, well, you're a liar. So what are you gonna tell him?
Yeah. Their back and forth is very good as always, and boy, are they truly acting like siblings here.
Yeah. Definitely.
It shows what I think is very interesting about this scene, though, is it shows the power that Tywin has over both of them, and just in general.
That's a good call out for sure.
Because Cersei is Cersei is the queen, but she's very concerned about what Tyrion is going to tell Tywin.
Yeah, definitely.
And our boy Bronn, just being a baller, he's ready to throw down with the King's Guard. He does not give a fuck, and I love him.
Right.
Sorry, Sir Bronn of the Blackwater.
Sir Bronn, you fucking better watch yourself.
I better watch myself.
Yeah, dude. Sir Meryn Trant just blows, dude.
Sir Terran Mant, I think is who you mean.
Terran Mant, right?
And Sir,
and I like how he's just like he fucking corrects him.
Yeah.
Sir Meryn Trant.
Bronn just does not give a hell. He would have absolutely annihilated those two, by the way, if they had thrown down.
I agree. So moving a little bit forward in King's Landing.
Yeah.
We get our first glimpse of true terror.
Yeah.
In seeing Tywin sitting behind a desk.
He's sitting behind a desk writing letters.
And it is the most menacing thing that anyone could ever lay eyes on.
People are they're so fucked. Everyone's so fucked.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, man, like, I feel like it's a constant circle jerk when it comes to Charles Dance.
Yeah.
And but it's so warranted, man. Like, yeah, that fucking man just sitting there. I mean, in what other universe do you have a quote villain? I mean, I don't know that I call him a villain, but
right. Yeah, I know what you mean.
For all intents and purposes, a villain that is that fucking frightening.
Yes.
Literally just sitting in an office.
And just the amount of like respect that he commands, like just his like presence and the way he talks and how he thoroughly dismantles poor Tyrion here.
It's just like
savage.
The weight of this dude when he speaks is like just unbearable. I could not be in that room. I would just be crushed by the fucking sheer weight of his cock.
Props to Tyrion for hanging in there as long as he did, because I would have ran out screaming and crying like just a poor little baby much sooner than he did. It's a fantastic scene, and it's so, I feel so bad for Tyrion because he just wants some recognition for what he did in defense of the city. And Tywin is just like, what does he say? Jugglers and like mummers, like singers require applause. You're a Lannister,
Right.
like buck up. Do you think I want like a garland of roses every time I took a wound in a battle? And it's just like, oh,
It's just so fucked up because he's not wrong, but also it's like, no, you didn't ask for it, Tywin, but you were still given that treatment.
Sure.
You know, like you still reaped rewards from those accomplishments.
You still walked into the throne room with your horse shitting everywhere and got, proclaimed savior of the city and all this stuff. And yeah, that's the thing is like all the credit went to Tywin, obviously, and Tyrion just wants a little something. And then when he doesn't get it, he makes his play. This was not the move, my dude. But Tyrion is desperate at this point, and he tries to make his play for Casterly Rock, and that goes extremely poorly.
There's a specific moment in this scene that I had to call out. I mean, the scene as a whole is fantastic, but specifically when Tywin stands in anger and the music swells, it picks up.
Yeah.
It's just so intense, dude. It's so good. And like Charles Dance's voice, dude, it's like the white note, man. Like you hear that note and you just jizz.
It's like, what the fuck is the white note?
Yeah, it's like the brown note, but white. You know, the brown note where you vibrate and you shit yourself. It's such a low bass guttural note, but this is just like it hits you in the tip. And just
oh sure, everyone knows the white note. Yeah, how could I be so silly?
Yeah, this is like common knowledge.
The thing that I picked up while watching this scene is how at the start Tyrion is trying his usual deflect with humor. Like he's making his jokes, he's cracking wise, he's saying stuff like
looks good on you.
Like
almost as good as it looked on me.
Occasionally I drunk with the whores, and he's doing his thing, but as it goes on and his situation like gets worse and more desperate and Tywin is laying into him more and more, like the humor is nowhere to be found anymore.
Right.
And it's just it's an incredibly well written and acted and directed scene, and it's one of my favorites. But it is legit hard to watch if you like Tyrion, which obviously we do. We love Tyrion here because
he is miles ahead of anybody else.
True.
On our fucking Hoobie throne.
As we just demonstrated, he is miles ahead on the leaders board. But yet Tywin just thoroughly dismantles him. The one that hurts me the most is Tywin blaming him for his mother dying, because that's just like, of all the things, dude, like, how can he possibly, he can't be responsible for that. And yet in Tywin's mind, he of course does hold Tyrion responsible for that. And it's so brutal.
Yeah. I mean, he says, because you are my son, only because I cannot prove that you are not mine. Like you basically get to reap the rewards of, quote, being a Lannister.
Right.
So that's enough for you.
Yeah.
Fucking deal with it.
Exactly.
It's terrible, man. It's just so fucked up.
It is rough, but a fantastic scene.
I do want to point out one very, very last thing.
Sure.
Just, we're going to see a lot of Tywin sitting behind a desk and writing letters, and we're going to talk about it like this every time. So just friendly heads up. Spoiler alert, okay?
True.
My guy is making some plays, okay? And if you've seen the series before, you know what he's doing. And this is it. This is what he's that is what he is birthing.
Yeah. He's not just biding his sweet time back there.
No.
He is making moves.
No. He is hard at work, and he has got me hard at work.
Always with Tywin. I want to talk about the whole Marjorie, just everything with like Marjorie.
Well, hold on,
and
wait.
Joff.
Should we shit the bed real quick and talk about the East first and just get it out of the way?
If you want to, I
some
suppose.
fun stuff?
Sure.
Okay, this is what I have to say about the East.
Okay.
The dragons are bigger. Daenerys is in her iconic blue dress, and
Mhm.
she does, despite you being a bitch, Scott, she does look hot as absolute fuck.
Eh.
No, she looks fucking great.
Eh.
And also, it's this episode that we get intro to my number one on the hotness scale,
Yeah.
motherfucking Missandei.
True.
Yes, dude. Yes, I'm so happy. So happy about this.
Mr. Snuggie is so happy that Missandei is
If we
here.
have to spend time in the East, Missandei better fucking be there, man.
And now here she is.
I love her so much, dude. She's so... I'm witness protection right now. She's so fucking, like... She's hot, but she's also just, like, cute and nice and pretty and just... the purest fucking person, and I am in love with her. I love her so much.
All these things are fair. I got nothing to dispute.
God
there.
damn, dude.
I'm more concerned with my dude Sir Barristan, because you know I love Sir Barristan.
Right.
Not obviously a fan of him joining Daenerys, because fucks, but what are you gonna do? Anytime the fact that we get more Sir Barristan, I am happy about. Because he is a baller, and we were without him for an entire season. So I'm glad he's back. Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about how, like, Daenerys is, like, the thought of owning slaves and Jorah kind of trying to talk her into it? And
look, this is... Okay. We obviously have biases about Dany.
maybe a little bit.
But this is the start... I mean, people were rallying behind Daenerys before.
Sure.
Because there are, we've talked about this several times, there are a lot of things that are objectively good.
Sure.
And you always like to see somebody, you know, broken down to nothing and then rise up and become stronger, you know, like the classic tale. And so people rallied behind her first for that. And then this season starts, and you kind of start to see her take on, like, slavery, which is objectively bad.
Right. Obviously.
And it just made people
Latch on to her even more.
Yeah, just emotionally latch onto her because
Right.
It's like, you know, she was standing for something, or at least voicing something that was like, hey, this resonates. Right. I agree with this. She still acts like a child, and that unfortunately does not stop. But this is the start of kind of a very interesting arc, and, like, her character being developed to what it becomes developed to.
Yeah.
Which is I still think is a good thing, and truly, like, we have the perspective of hindsight because we've watched this several times, but as a first time watcher, I mean, this is fun stuff. Like, this is where it starts to become like, oh, like, she's doing stuff, you know, and stuff that I actually kind of care about. I just wish that she was better.
True.
You know, that's the only thing. There's also this there's like this cheek that Jorah gives Dany when they're on the ship.
Oh yeah.
He, like, she says something like distinction means a great deal to some people, and he's like, and his face even is like annoyed. Do those people have any better ideas to put you on the Iron Throne? And she's like, well,
yeah. That's the part that, like I see where Jorah is coming from, where he's like, hey, you really, really want this Iron Throne thing. I don't see any other options other than, you know, you getting this slave army. And also, to his point, obviously, again, stating for the record, slavery bad. We can all agree on that.
Of course.
But he's like, do you plan on mistreating them if you own them? Like, you know, you would be better for them than, you know, what else they could go through. Yeah, some other horrible
piece
person.
Of shit.
Right, exactly.
I mean, she is a piece of shit. But
true, but
in other ways, okay,
right,
in other ways,
yes.
you understand.
Like,
you have to understand.
Like, the dude is, and it really hurts me when he does that. When he cuts off that dude's nipple, it's physically painful.
So my chest is tattooed, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a full piece. It's not like only in certain areas. Mm-hmm. It's all complete color. And when surprisingly, the majority of the tattoo did not hurt. But
oh,
dude,
we got a tough guy over here.
No. Like
we got a
the
badass.
The majority of it did not actually hurt, surprisingly. But when it got close to my nipples,
you got them sensitive nips.
Fucking kill me, dude. It was like
that sounds terrible.
It was just fucking awful. Like it was like the only way I can describe it is like having like a fucking serrated like egg scrambling tool and just scrambling the fuck out of your nips, dude. Like I don't even know what type of mechanism that was. It just hurt. It hurt like so fucking bad. Just
you were doing it too.
Just like grinding it up, dude. It was awful. So like watching that,
you're making this sound more and more appealing. I gotta say, like I'm
watching this dude's nipple just get cut off. Legit, like makes me turtle. It just makes
It reminds you. It gives you that PTSD from your egg scrambling incident. Huh?
Yes.
Let's go back to King's Landing. Or do you want to hit? Let's hit Dragonstone real quick, and we'll finish with King's Landing.
I fucking hate dude. I'm like, after season 2, I'm done with Stannis. I hate him, and I hate Melisandre. Other than her being hot,
that's fine. But I still love Davos.
I know, it's just by association. I'm just like bored of it.
Well, I see where you're coming from, but I'm so glad he's still alive because I think the first time watching this, like I did think he died. In Blackwater Bay, or was I reading at that point? I can't remember. Anyway, Davos is back, and that dude is just so absurdly loyal. Like Salladhor Saan, like tries to talk him into like, no, what are you doing? You go there, she'll fucking kill you. Stay with me. We'll go, be pirates and what have you. But Davos is like, nah, dude, I'm loyal to my dude Stannis.
That's my guy.
That's my fucking guy. I gotta go. I gotta kill. Like, the best service I can give him is to kill her.
Right.
And that's what he tries to do.
You even see a really great display of his character, even like when the ship finds him and he is, he goes down there, obviously with hope, right? A little bit of naivety, but with hope as well, like, yes, I'm saved,
right?
And then they're like,
yeah, which king,
and then you can tell, such a great actor, by the way. You can tell he's like, oh fuck, like, I didn't consider this. And he contemplates for a second what he should do, and then finally he's like, I'm gonna stick to my guns, be true to myself. And you see his loyalty show. Yeah, the one true king, Stannis Baratheon, which is good. I mean, just a great reflection of Davos as a character.
I also love how he tells Melisandre when he's like, she's burning men, and she says something effective like, what would you have me do with the infidels? And he goes, I do not judge people for the gods they serve. If I did, I would have thrown you into the sea before you even set foot on Dragonstone. That's my fucking dude, Davos. He's great. But he's not in a good spot right now. He's getting thrown into the dungeon. So
R.I.P. my guy. Shambles.
Yeah, he's not looking. He got a little too much sun on that rock. Also, he's looking bad. But we will come back to Sir Davos, I'm sure. Now to the whole Marjorie, Joff, Cersei dynamic that is a highlight in these early episodes for me.
It's so good.
Joff is so confused and taken aback and like offended by Marjorie stopping in like the Flea Bottom, the like bad part of King's Landing, to go to this orphanage. And you could tell he has no idea how to even react to what she's doing. He's so confused by it.
I mean, he's also just like, picture this, like, young boy. She's obviously very attractive. And she kind of doesn't like grovel,
right?
Like what he's used to. Like he's kind of like, I'm gonna just let her do her thing.
Yeah,
because I kind of like that.
Yeah. And then this family dinner is so good because Cersei and Marjorie are just being very catty with each other. And poor Cersei gets no help. Joff is also just being like, because, you know, Cersei is like, we were almost killed in Flea Bottom and all this. And Joff hits her with the, oh, not only is she a liar, but also she's old.
She's old. Fucking dick. What a guy.
I had to write this line because it's so good. Joff says, facts become less and less important to her as she grows older. He's talking about her in the third person too, and she's sitting right there. It is savage from Joff. And Cersei just kind of has to grin and bear it. It is such an awkward and hilarious scene.
Yup.
It's very, very good stuff. But Marjorie, playing her game, and she's doing it well so far. I think for sure. So
yeah, and she's looking incredible.
She's always looking incredible. Oh, one thing I did want to call out with Sir Davos. He had a really good line when he was talking to Salladhor Sand too, when he tells him, you know, his son died. Right. And Salladhor Sand says, like, well, you were a good father, Davos. And Davos says, if I was a good father, he'd still be here. And that line just breaks my heart. I did not like Mathos of Davos, so it's a tough one from my boy. Drops! He really wants you to know he needs him some drums. The way he steps up into camera,
like, you know,
so
it is very funny in the episode. But you doing it the last time, was that was a couple weeks ago?
That was a couple weeks ago, yeah, no.
Oh my god, dude, I think I died, man. It was so funny.
It was very, very good. We did not talk about, there's not a whole lot, but Robb at Harrenhal is kind of the only other thing we haven't touched on.
I just, in these episodes, man, the Riverlands is just boring.
Kind of is, yeah.
Which is a real bummer because I legitimately love Robb.
You do. You're a big Robb
I do
mark.
love Robb. It's just stagnant. It feels
from
like, you know?
What is that? Like episodes 7, 8-ish on through season 2. You're a big fan. Yeah, just not much is happening, and that's part of like what Robb even talks about. That he's like, I'd love a fight. The men would love a fight, but the Lannisters are just, you know, running from us since our last battle. And no one's here at Harrenhal. And not a good scene at Harrenhal. The dissension with like Karstark, Lord Karstark and Bolton, also not great signs. So just things aren't looking phenomenal for old Robbie boy.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, homie is falling apart.
It's falling apart a little bit. That's all I've got. Do you got anything else for this episode?
No, I mean, really the major note I had was like, it's always fun at the beginning of a new season, because there's always so many new introductions.
Right.
And there's a lot in this episode. The Giants, Tormund, Mance Rayder, Missandei, return of Barristan Selmy.
Sure.
You know, just Qyburn even.
Yeah, Qyburn, I guess, yeah.
I think just like when I think of Game of Thrones and I like recall my love and enjoyment for it, all these people are a part of that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's the complete memory.
Right.
So it's just fun when we get
fun
this.
when they're
it's
like introduced.
It's that person finally, like, you know.
For sure.
But yeah, you know, I'm surprised that you don't like this episode a little bit more. I feel like it does a good job of kind of setting the board of where we're at and also moving things forward.
It does a fine job. I don't like dislike it. It doesn't have Arya, which is always a big negative for me.
Sure, right.
And it is truly carried by like the King's Landing stuff. Like you talked about, the Riverland stuff is kind of boring right now. The East stuff is always kind of boring for me. So it truly is like the King's Landing. The scene between Tywin and Tyrion is unbelievable. And the other stuff is very good too. The stuff with Cersei. So there is good stuff that like almost every Game of Thrones episode, even the ones where we're like, this episode, it's always like, oh, there is some stuff. There is good to be found. There is really good stuff. There's great scenes. There's great performances. But as a whole, I'm just kind of like, it's a fine, like you said, kind of setup for this coming season. But yeah, it did not blow me away. But.
Sure, that's fair.
Anyway.
I do have before we hop into who be thrown in.
Sure.
Because I don't want this to get lost at the end of this. I want this to be kind of a quick little deal. You and I talked about this briefly, but I feel like this is just cool, and I don't know why we haven't said this before to our listeners. So we got a message from one Hannah, a wannabe, who
what's up, Hannah?
Just a super loyal and fantastic listener, always engaging and just like very thoughtful engagement too, like really, really fun to just chat with her. So thank you, Hannah, for being fucking cool as shit. But she messaged us and said, as I binge my way through this show, I have a suggestion for the pod. Would you ever do like a Q&A where listeners can submit Game of Thrones questions? Maybe questions or things like about, the background or history of the world, or maybe even their own dedicated episodes. I'm always wondering more about little stuff that is mentioned, like how exactly the Targaryen family tree was structured, or, for example, who are the, quote, Andals, like all those types of things, which that got me so excited because this is stuff that you and I have talked about at length. We've talked about this a lot, and just out of sheer like enjoyment, because you and I love this kind of stuff, the world building stuff. But in regards to the podcast specifically, we've talked about like, man, this would be super fun to, do some cool spin-off episodes where we talk about the history of this or the history of that, or some really cool lore inside this or that. And Scott and I, we want to do more with Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's probably the series that has us in the most overlap with each other in terms of like what we love, and we have full intentions of spending more time. What that's gonna look like, we don't know. We're not just gonna simply do just a recap of the series and then call it done.
Right.
We will do more things with Game of Thrones. So yeah, if that's stuff that you're interested in, let us know. Maybe specific things that we can just bring up like a little tidbit in an episode, or dedicate an episode to once we're done with all this. But the priority and the focus right now has been to get through Game of Thrones, because we are on a time crunch to get this fucking baby done for House of the Dragon. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Just don't worry about it. Don't ask about it. Don't fucking say anything. We're fucking plowing through this thing.
Oh, we're plowing, all right.
We are plowing. Anyway, yeah, I just thought that was cool stuff, and I'm glad that some of you guys that are listening are asking about that, because that makes us excited.
Yeah, we definitely want to do more, like general discussion, like history deep dives, stuff like that. But yeah, I think the main priority we want to do is just get through the series as a whole, and also House of the Dragon. And then, we can address those other episodes that we have ideas for and want to do down the line. So, good stuff. Let us...
But put it in your back pocket.
Put a feather in your cap into your back pocket or something. Hey, what is this? We got...
Who be thrown
in? You may notice, Zachary, that
those are some people.
I have some new pictures up for a few of these. I had to get Daenerys's iconic blue dress look. I did update some of these pictures, but not all of them. Tywin, I had to get behind his desk because his desk is a very important character for this season.
His quill is maybe the most important.
Yes, definitely. Is this where we landed last episode? Holy shit. Okay, where we last left off, Tywin Lannister was number 1. Fucking my dude, Maester Luwin went out with a bang at number 2. Marjorie Tyrell was at 3. Daenerys was at 4, and Joffrey boy coming in at number 5. I have no fucking clue where to even begin for this.
I just need to I need to actually kind of talk some shit to you here for a second.
What
this
now?
just came to me.
Okay.
And it's because at the time of you and I recording today's episode, last week the season finale of season 1 went out.
Sure.
And I forgot how much we argued about Daenerys being on the list with her dragons.
Oh yeah, I still stand by what I said.
You made a hell of an argument for Maester Luwin, and he fucking died in this last episode. He's dead.
Yes, but he didn't.
And your argument for Daenerys was that
he didn't murder his loved ones. He died himself, but he went out like a baller, and he didn't have to murder his loved ones.
He's still dead.
He's still awesome, though. And
You're
I think
a fucking bitch.
That's the difference here, is that we both agree that Luwin is awesome as hell, and we all definitely don't agree that Daenerys is awesome
it's just
as
that
hell.
your argument, it was stupid.
No. I am definitely, let the record show, I'm definitely not a hypocrite.
Yeah, okay. Check the tapes.
Check the tapes, definitely.
And then check it again.
There is nothing in the Harry Potter series, for example, where Scott could be construed as a total hypocrite. I have no fucking clue who should make this list. Like,
okay, well,
Tywin, I think, obviously.
That's a lock, right?
Yeah.
Tywin stays.
I think Tywin stays. Aemon, I'm sorry, buddy,
Aemon, that's Luwin.
Excuse me. You are
Layman.
Not in this episode because you're dead, so you have to come off, my friend.
Yeah.
Marjorie has a strong case. Joffrey probably has a decent case. Daenerys probably has a decent case. All the rest of these probably have a decent case.
Bronn?
I can see a Bronn. Bronn was a baller. He is Sir
He's also
Bronn.
going to be making lots of more money.
He making that bank. Where are you, my boy?
Let's see. Can we put Missandei on here just because she's so hot?
No. Not yet.
Come on.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Jon, because he gets in with the wildlings.
Maybe Mance.
Did Mance...
We finally have an episode with Mance, and he's got a stacked motherfucking army with giants.
True. I don't know if that's enough, though.
Okay, that's fair. It probably isn't. I mean,
I would also have to find a picture of Mance, and that seems like a lot of work. Cersei? Nah, she kind of gets...
I don't know. She kind of got shit on in this episode.
On a lot to say. Yeah, I like her
and
scenes.
She acted like a child with
That's
Tyrion.
true. I like her scenes a lot, but she does kind of get shit on.
Can we just have Tywin up there 5 times?
Boy, he almost deserves it. Arya's not. I think these are our options here. Honestly, I can't think of. Davos gets thrown into dungeons. Stannis is in a bad spot, so no Mel either.
Dude, Stannis looks so funny to me.
Dude, oh my god. You know what? I meant to bring this up and I totally forgot. The look on Stannis's face when Davos walks in, because he's like sitting in the chair looking away, and he kind of looks over his shoulder at him and sees that it's Davos, and he looks back and he's like, oh. And then he's like so confused and like surprised, and then he's like,
But except he doesn't actually show much. He's literally like,
but go back.
heard you were dead.
Yeah, I heard you were dead. Go back and look at his reactions when Davos comes in again. It's so fucking funny. I love it to death. Tyrion gets really dumped on. Surely he can. Oh, I got a new picture for him. Fresh. He's got to have the scar. Surely he doesn't make it, right?
No. Yeah,
Okay.
he definitely is out.
I kind of feel like these are our options here. And I kind of feel like I want to move Marjorie to second.
I think I also want to move Joff up.
I think I kind of agree. Because he's a real...
He kind of shits on Cersei.
He shits on his mother so badly. It's savage.
And also, he's got Marjorie, like, prancing around him.
Yeah. He's got Marjorie. I think like Marjorie goes into that like orphanage and like gasses him up. She's like,
I don't know.
under King
I don't know that I
Joffrey's
meant
leadership and all that stuff.
No, yeah, I do want Joffrey. Okay, yeah. So I think I think that's it, man. I think Bronn goes 5. Dany stays where she's at. I don't think
you don't think Jon makes it. We have disrespected Jon so much on these lists.
No, yeah, no. I was just thinking that Jon. I think Jon goes and Bronn leaves.
Did he do enough? Did Daenerys do enough? What did Daenerys do? She heard a speech about how they get trained.
She got to ask
oh shit! Wait,
she got Barristan Selmy.
Should Barristan make the list?
You think his? I mean, it could just because it's nice to see him. Hey man, nice to see you.
It is nice to see Barristan.
No, I feel like him showing up more helps Dany. I feel like it helps Dany's case.
I don't know. I mean, this is
okay. Bronn is kind of a joke. Like we're saying, oh, he's getting paid double. Like, come on, that's a joke.
Also, he was about to kick the ever living shit out of those Kingsguardmen,
but he didn't. He didn't though. I do think that Jon actually earns this spot. I really do. I believe that.
Does it leave Daenerys at 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Poor Jon. All right. That would put Jon at 5 and Daenerys staying put at 4. I don't know that she did enough to earn. Boy, this is kind of a sad assembly here, honestly.
I mean, the top 3 are pretty sound.
True, but Joff making top 3 just does not sit.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right. Yeah. I love how we had like no discussion about Tywin because he's so obviously. It's
because there's no discussion to be had.
There's literally no discussion. You don't want to put Jon head of Daenerys? I don't even know if I can fight for that. I don't know if he did.
I don't think so, man.
Are Marjorie and Joff in the right order? Yes, because she's outplaying him. Like,
oh yeah,
she's playing the game way more than he is. So yeah, I think so. Wow, that came together quicker than I thought it would. I guess that's who be thrown in for this week. That is Tywin Lannister, back-to-back number 1s here. Marjorie moves up a spot to 2. Joff moves up to 3. Daenerys stays put at 4, and Jon Snow. Look at him, little Johnny Snow that could making the list at number 5
and checking it twice.
Yeah. Boy, that sure is a list of people that are in this episode.
Those are some choices.
that sure is 5 people who appeared in this episode. Why don't you take us out here, buddy boy?
Yeah, look, we, as always, appreciate the fuck out of you guys listening and hanging out with us. If you weren't already aware, you can hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at We Don't Want a Pod. And we do have a Discord where if you'd like to hang out, shoot the shit, talk some shit, or just, mingle with the wannabes. Join the wannabe community, you fucking wannabes. And we'll have the link for that in the description.
You're always so kind to our fans.
Yeah, we love you guys. We're gonna end this thing, and we're definitely not gonna go and record another episode
definitely
right after
not.
this. We fucking love you guys, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.